One week closer to the New York City mayor's race, and competition is ramping up to lead America's biggest city. Joining us now to discuss the latest headlines is political strategist O'Brien Murray. Good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning. How are you?
Let's start with Mamdani, the Democratic nominee, and met with top business leaders in Washington, D.C. this week. How did he do balancing progressive goals with concerns about economic stability and public safety?
Well, I think it was a good start for him. His challenge right now is how to bring in the people that didn't support him during the primary. And actually, since the primary, I've gotten very concerned about what the future of New York would be under his control. His goal is to neutralize them. I don't know that he quite did it by his actions yet, other than those that have come in line for the Democratic Party nominee. But it was a good step forward, and it didn't hurt his campaign.
This week, Andrew Cuomo confirmed that he's continuing his run for mayor on an independent line. He followed up with a media blitz, including a sit-down with our own Marcia Kramer. Was all of this effective for him?
It most definitely was. There was some concern, or not concern, but a lot of reports about whether or not he was going to run in the general election in November, even though he said he was going to keep his name on the ballot. At the end of the day, his campaign was quiet for 2 weeks, and it woke up all of a sudden. And it started giving people a reason to see that he may actually be running again. He acknowledged what a terrible campaign he ran in the primary. He said it was going to be much different this time. There's been a lot of movement of who's going to be on the ballot in November, who's going to be an active candidate. And Cuomo has made it very clear he's in this until November, unless there's an agreement between him and Adams that whoever's low in the polls in September would drop out. So it's it was a good start for him to look to November again.
Yeah, Mayor Adams said he would not do that, and just securing endorsements as well this week from several law enforcement unions. Does this give his campaign a needed boost?
You know, one of the biggest issues in the voters' minds now in New York is public safety, and having the police unions behind Mayor Adams is definitely a plus. Governor Cuomo has lost his supporters that did endorse him. All the unions that endorsed him in the Democratic primary have moved over to Mamdani. So at this point, anything that Adams gets for an endorsement is one thing that Cuomo's not going to get. But Adams' numbers have to start moving. This conversation about who's number one in the polls in September, I don't know who's going to be paying attention to the vote, what voters are paying attention between now and September. But it's going to be an interesting race really over the summer to see if Adams can get his numbers moving, to get the donors behind him and get the voters behind him in a time when voters don't usually pay attention.
Governor Hochul weighed in this week opposing Mamdani's tax the rich agenda and urged him to do more outreach to New York's Jewish community. How much weight does her criticism carry, and could it influence swing voters or moderates who are still undecided here?
Well, he has a couple issues here. Number one, Mamdani's got to go to Albany to get approval to raise taxes on New York City taxpayers and residents. The governor said she wouldn't do it. That's the first thing. The second thing, you bring up the Jewish vote. He's had a major problem with questions about being anti-Semitic in this race and as a assemblyman and so forth. And Cuomo, what Governor Hochul was saying was, you need to go speak to those voters and tell them who you are and what you're about. Now, the dirty secret in New York is Governor Hochul's numbers among Jewish voters is terribly low anyway. She was just trying to give political advice. She is the governor. She is going to do okay in the next campaign and so forth. He may want to listen to it to some extent, but he needs her in Albany to achieve the agenda he needs. And we'll have to see what he does for political advice and who he listens to.
Well, political strategist O'Brien Murray, thanks so much for taking some time to talk to us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.